use that rate anywhere in between there. That's where that scale comes in. So to accommodate that, this is say, when we go to this, we hire the 6 outsourced positions, we fully staff them. That's what it's going to cost the district. To accommodate that increase, we need additional revenue, which is in the form of taxes. So that's where that tax comes.
But you won't be paying the contractors, so would you are paying us?
So that's where I talked about when I prefaced it. We still will be outsourcing all the special needs and the non-pubs and athletics. We're still going to need that. There's still going to be a conflict with that. The catch is, if we do this, A, we'll be able to fill those 6 positions. Because that's the reality. Is even if we give them the money, there's no guarantee that says the contractor's not going to go to 160 to keep them. Like, that's what we all said. Like, they can outpace us. If we do this, great, we can keep them in. Or to say next year they don't raise their rates, as they saw us, they're like, oh, we can't do it this year, but next year we'll do it. Then we lose them again next year. It's that, we have that to play with. Then we have that, we have to stay competitive always if we make this giant jump. Because it is big. If we were close, there would be, oh, we can stay competitive every year, do a little bump every year. This is a jump. And to do that jump, you have to maintain that jump forever. It's not a one-time and done. We can maintain it. It's done, and if they jump, we jump to keep on.
I think we'd be okay for the first contract, but then I think Nick mentioned earlier, the next contract's going to jump.
That's where everybody's at.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, just, you think about it, you're trying to predict the future.
Yeah.
You're trying to say, okay, we'll bring stability with the contract of 4 to 7, but who's to say that, you know, because then the other alternative is 1%, 2%, 3%, 3.5%. I mean,
Well, you don't have a tax increase for,
Because so right now, like I said, on paper, based off of other districts of where they're paying for contracted services that are similar size, they range anywhere from 1.3 to 1.5. Currently, because we're so much outsourced, we're paying more than we would probably get economy of scale with having them completely outsourced. Like I said, it's going to be subject to bid. We don't know what they're going to contract for. And to the point is, can they change it 7 years from now? Yes. But that's the whole point is we go back out to RFP. They have to stay competitive with all their peers. They can't just raise a rate, they're the only company.
Right.
We get to choose, and if we don't like them, we can advertise every month
And put it on them. 'Cause
until
somebody
we
else
get,
is hungry.
until we get somebody that we like, or that's competitive. Because they will, they'll get antsy, I mean, we have that opportunity in 4, 5, 6, 7 years. That's all of our contracts are that way. So,
Well, I think that we should explore it because I think that we've got a crisis in terms of not being able to keep drivers. And I think that we owe the drivers to do have some kind of change. That, I mean, because we've got people that are in the audience that are very loyal to the district. And I don't think that it's fair to them to expect them to keep working $50 plus than colleagues that are going to these other companies and making the same amount of money for doing the same, or making that much money for doing the same job. So I think we should explore, I mean, this is a final decision, what are you asking?
so this would be, it was more or less the same thing, like, we would say a pathway. If we wanted to say, we're not looking at outsourcing at this time, we may come to address it maybe next year, 2 years. We would look at creating a package of what it looks like to be competitive, so it's underneath, so you guys can pick between 141, what you're looking at, so that I can work through that through the budget, so you guys would know how much tax increase, how much that's going to affect everything else, because this is going to be thrown into the pot with the entire budget. So there's multiple things like this, it's going to be pitted against you, like which one's prioritized. And this factor is, this is going to take a couple months to create an RFP that fits the district. And then we have to advertise and then evaluate the vendors and then have it board approved. And then hopefully to have that by July 1st. And the contractors also need time to hire someone. So this would have to be a quick process from an RFP standpoint within the next month or 2 to have that move forward.
when we can't put the contract that we want our.
Yes, our-
Yeah, that's
Very
what you're talking about earlier.
Yeah, so
We can.
you can force them to interview. It's up to the employee
we accept.
to accept it.
But they'll get their bus through.
Yeah, so we have the capability to say, we want to manage all the routes, we create the routes, and we can request, I think we can request what drivers are in there. I think, obviously, if the driver's out or if they're needed somewhere, like, we don't have any control of that, that's part of their, we can't, yes. So that, when, that we don't have so much control of that, but we have control of the routes, and we can say, obviously, like we said, they know the route, why would they put somebody in it? That doesn't make any sense. So he has to learn the routes and just create some.
Okay, so then we can sell off, let's say, when we sell off most of our fleet. And again, back to employees, how many, we have, what, mechanics?
Yeah, so we currently have one mechanic,
One mechanic,
one administrative assistant, and the transportation clerk.
okay, we have to keep transportation director.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, there's an interesting conversation. Now we have a facility that could be outsourced to current ACQI
Perhaps.
and allow them to have a satellite facility to keep the mechanic, keep the people in the shop, you have the instructors, whatever they want, right?
Perhaps.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's an
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
that can be looked at.
It could be, sure.
I'm not saying it's done, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it
Okay.
certainly could be.
Which is certainly there's opportunities in space. And that,
Yeah, to your point, Frank, we have to reevaluate all
Yeah.
the positions, but we do need a transportation director. And just like we're doing restructuring with the consolidation, high school and middle school, we would have to take a look and do the same thing, in transportation.
Yeah, I'm
You guys
good.
are good on
Yeah,
that?
send forward, yeah, or.
so what I'll do then is, once we create the RFP, I'll bring it back to the committee. I'll tell you, it's probably gonna be a pretty lengthy document, so I'll highlight the points that we're free to read it, but I'll highlight it for whenever we have it created. Say, here's the things we are directly asking for. These are like the things we want. Here's the 5 things we are saying, right of first refusal. They have to buy our buses, they need to do, whatever we're asking for. There are some things we might have a middle ground that we want at least this. Yeah, I think anywhere in here, but a minimum here. And then there's stuff that we might just say, it's up to the contractor to decide, based off of what's most efficient for them. Because we want to leave some wiggle room for them to be able to lower their price, and we make it so airtight, they're just gonna, because there's no wiggle room for that.
There's some benefits of them doing that, coming to us for
Yeah, so that would be looking at what currently we have the infrastructure that has the diesel. So we would potentially keep that, and then we could charge them to use our diesel. We could charge them to use our lot. We could do, a lot of different things. That's something that we're gonna all look at and research and go out and process. It's gonna be quite an overall to create a scratch document. We're gonna use other districts, but we're obviously different than everybody else. It's something for us. So we'll do that. I'll circle back. Hoping to have it, it won't be the January meeting, but potentially the March meeting. Have it then go to the full board, if there's no changes, we approve to advertise in March.
And when would it begin, if that's the direction?
Yeah,
I would
so
go?
that was the direction we went, and we had a successful bidding process. It would look to start July 1, of next school year. Yeah, it's gonna be a quick turnaround, because obviously, next school year, you could probably wait maybe till August because of the timing of school, but that is the time. Okay, so the next one, just a quick update, the food service RFP is, we have to by law, by state law, to go out to RFP. It's actually finalized now based off of this. RFP was under PD review. Remember, I had to have it PD reviewed to make sure it would met all the compliances, all the wording was correct. That is now done. So now that that's done, I'm going to be asking one of the committee or the board at large to join our evaluation committee. When we go to RFP, we'll have to evaluate the companies who come to us And I'm asking, currently have 3 people internally, I'm asking for a 4-member to provide their expertise. At 10 a.m. on March 19th.
Oh.
Y'all are a couple kids, y'all live there right away. I'm a two case.
You did say
Yes, we are requesting samples.
what day of the week is that?
I
Give her chocolate first.
believe it's a Thursday?
Wednesday.
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 There you go, Wednesday.
They-
I think the alternate day is the 20th. If there's like a weather delay or something, it would be the 20th.
That's not that in the middle of March.
So now that the PD approved it, I'll have it on the full board to review. Obviously, there's time if you have comments or any changes you wish to make. And then go out to advertisement. Obviously, this is required by law, so we have to have it done before the end of the year. The other requirement is the February pre-bid meeting, and then obviously the March and the April. So if we would change those dates, I'd have to let the state know so they can change it.
How many companies actually do this? I mean, will we get
So within,
maybe?
within the RFP, I'm required to solicit, reach out to 5, a minimum of 5
So
vendors.
there are vendors around.
Yes,
the
so
world.
the
Okay.
state provides through their software a list of approved vendors that they are approved to meet the requirements of the service. So I can reach out, I think there was 27 or 28. Obviously, there's some that are only localized to certain areas, they won't come here.
Right.
But I think there's about 15 of them or 16 of them that they're statewide, would come here. So I have to, at minimum, request 5. So this is gonna go out to us.
Any other districts that might have?
So there's basically in the area, there's 2 or 3 big players in this
Okay.
area, and that's pretty much what every other district has. Majority is currently Charles, who we currently already have, is in the existing area. So we're gonna solicit, there's 5 companies, and then I'll see if there's any other ones that I recognize as names. A lot of them are from other states that are just approved to us, so I have to see if I can get references. Yeah, they obviously have to provide us references and meet some certain criteria for their evaluation process. But that's the timeline for the RFP, so to meet the start date of July 1 again. This is a perfect storm year. This is simultaneous. So any questions on that? Anybody who wants to throw their name in the hat for the evaluation committee on March 9th?
I think you're the right person. I mean, seriously. Yeah, you've been talking about this since the first time you on the board.
She wants to do it.
Well,
Mary said she wanted to get in.
I'm gonna say, you and Mary can arm wrestle or
It
whatever.
doesn't matter,
We,
she knows what to do.
I'm gonna say, we only need one, so you guys can talk it out. There's no name, there's no official name, we just need somebody if they can make it. If they can't, the other person wants to be an alternate. We'd like to have a 4th person. Just a quick update on the food service spend down plan. Like I said, per law, we had a corrective action for spend down. We all knew we were spending it towards personnel and equipment. So this is the equipment list that was looked to be purchased to integrate with the new middle school high school. So that was officially going through all the federal compliance and officially completed as a corrective action.
We were originally bringing a lot of middle school stuff with.
And keeping some high school stuff, and now there will be a brand new.
Oh, yeah, auction that stuff now.
That'll be part of the
We'll
board's.
have more money.
So that'll be part of the board to say if they want to keep or not keep some of that.
Right,
Yeah, they'll just go through the disposal policy or, delegate or have an auction. So that's just all that's, that's all new equipment, and then we're also going to get, tables and chairs. Bring tables and chairs. We've seen the rating that's so common in the schools. Okay, let's update change orders, very minor change orders because of the holidays. Just the 2 here, minor on there. So we're looking at a 21.6 total contingency out of our total usage. And then just budget timeline. So At the work session, the auditors are gonna give a brief update. You'll have an audit packet that everybody's patient to review. They'll go through it. Should be about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll leave a couple minutes for questions, if you have questions for them. And then February, we're looking at a priority budget. So when you first look at the budget process, preliminary numbers somewhat in February for internal, and then March should have everybody's complete budget as like a priority that says, here's some things we're looking to add, here's some things that we're looking to take away. The board will look at that, and then we'll have a preliminary budget that says, we've done those things that were requested, here's our first look, any questions, if not, we'll go to proposal, and so forth. So the budget, the heavy lifting of budget is going to be next month.
Any new business? Okay.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's not.
That's all right. I had them.